with respect to Barcelona, what was obviously a different city, different type of partners that are going to be in Barcelona. What was the highlight for you, for Barcelona in comparison, obviously, to Orlando, but what was it for you in Barcelona, and how did it, really, what was the difference maker for you for Barcelona? Obviously, being, in Europe yourself, or in the UK, it's kind of obviously a closer trip for you to be able to get to, a little bit longer for me. But
Yeah.
what was the highlight for you in Barcelona?
Well, it certainly wasn't the weather. Thunderstorms, lightning, heavy rain. Had to get taxis to somewhere that was 10 minutes walk away was ridiculous. But there you go. That's the way the Spanish weather was at the time. For me, the best thing about it was seeing partners like yourselves that we work with and are happy to work in conjunction with each other with SAP partners, other SAP partners, and getting, as you say, that family feeling again, and just talking through about what's changed, what's improved, where we're going, what we've done, how we've improved things from there. That's really interesting. But the very fact that SAP, whilst they did spend, as far as I'm concerned, not enough time on SAP Business One, but I'm always going to say that, they did actually say some really positive things. Version 11 is coming. There's over 82,000 companies worldwide now using SAP Business One, which is many thousands more than the nearest competitor. So it's worth mentioning that. A lot of competition don't look at SAP Business One as a competitor, which is madness because it's by far the market leader in the SME market space.
Yep.
So those things, being reminded of that, just gives you confidence that SAP Business One is being developed. It's going to be here for a good number of years, and it is really SAP's easiest way of winning more new customers. And with the likes of By Design sort of dropping out of the marketplace, and SAP Business One and S4HANA sort of getting closer together, SAP Business One can now work in some much larger organizations with more
Yeah.
users
Yeah.
without having to expense the huge, shall we say, deployment of some of the larger solutions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, for me, and, some of the highlights that were there was, well, first and foremost, we had that nice reception in Barcelona. We did have it also in Orlando. I don't know. I felt the one that we had in Barcelona was a lot of fun. It was, I enjoyed it. I think it was, everyone had nice drinks and good food. So a lot of good options in regards to that. Obviously, networking with the European partners was really a really good open conversations, and again, being able to speak to people at different levels. One of the things that I really liked, from a highlight for me, was in comparison to what we did over in Orlando, was really the booth placements in terms of where we were situated.
Yes,
I found
we did.
I think both of us were, in comparison. Not to say that in Orlando we had bad placement, but the placement that we had, or at least for me, and you being right next to us, was, I just loved the location. We had so much traction, so much traffic because, the two areas that we were kind of going in from, and then we had one area where all the traffic was coming in, and first booths that were getting hit were ours and and Cloud for Partners. So it was really great in regards to that. So that was a highlight for me. At first, I remember when I walked in, I was like, ooh, didn't necessarily know that I loved the location. And then when things got started, it was like, this is probably the best location that we've got. So
yeah, I agree. And it being right by all the tables where everyone was eating and drinking was just fantastic because we were so visible. And
exactly.
one of the things I found a Tuesday in Barcelona was when SAP were making most of the announcements. So a lot of people going into all the meeting rooms and listening to the presentations. So there was times when you're twiddling your thumbs in the exhibition hall waiting for people to come out. But the Wednesday, I think most people got bored of what was being presented, and that was phenomenally busy. I found it very difficult to leave the exhibition stand on the Wednesday because there was always someone wanting to talk to me. And that's
Yeah.
brilliant. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we're going to do. When we make this investment to go and actually present an exhibit there, we want to make sure that we're seeing people.
Well, absolutely. And the fact is, I think they learned a little bit from, what we did in Orlando versus Barcelona, and kept everyone in the room. all the, all the, I guess the activities or what have you were in that main area. Particularly also being next to the coffee machine didn't hurt in regards to the traffic, because that was everyone needed to get their caffeine fix. So that was good in regards to that. So yeah, talking to the various, the VARs and the ISVs that we really didn't get a chance to speak with historically, and they just, okay, we're right there front and center.